Just close your eyes. Know the peace within. You are the ultimate supreme already. You are ever present here. Nothing has never happened to you. Your original state is beyond duality just now. You are the non dual observer just now. You never know that you are the observer and you are already the non dual. The absolute truth. The absolute truth about yourself remains unknown to you. In duality. Though you are the absolute non dual observer, you come to know your presence as am-ness only in this duality. You are conscious of yourself just now. You know that you exist just now. Your knowing is direct just now. You know the stillness within just now. This stillness is throughout the waking state. You can't miss it. This is a very fundamental base for the duality, for all the movements in space. Once you settle down in this stillness, whatever the movements, whatever the happenings, whatever the occurrences cannot disturb you because you are rooted in stillness. This stillness is beyond movement. This stillness is prior to manifestation. This stillness is prior to all objects. It is prior to space. Just now you contain the space within. The space is within you. Here, you means not a tiny form with fixed labels. I address this talk to the consciousness within you. You completely forgot that you are only consciousness as you are continuously conditioned to be a person with imposed labels. You never know that you are only consciousness at present. Whatever the name you have, whatever the label you possess to be yourself, they are not you. Just now you are authentic about your own presence in this stillness. You are an emperor in this stillness. There's nobody here other than your conscious presence. Why not stay here and settle here? What is preventing you? What is the barrier for you to abide in this stillness, which is already within you, out of which entire movements, entire manifestation, entire objects happen spontaneously? You are neither the object nor the manifested appearances. You are prior to all such duality level show. By accepting the form to be yourself, you accept the birth as real, all events as real, as the death as real. Because you are yet to know that you are the observer prior to space, prior to duality. To make you aware of your original state prior to duality only, now I am asking you to close your eyes. Only by closing eyes you will get to know what you are and not otherwise. With eyes open, you are already conditioned. You are carried away by all sorts of identifications. So you remain disturbed, perturbed, distracted, though nothing is yourself except your conscious presence. I tell you now, your conscious presence alone is here. That conscious presence is known only through the stillness. No words is needed to know yourself. You know directly on your own right now that you are. Stay with it. Stabilize in it. The knowledge that you know that you are, the knowledge about yourself is the self-knowledge. This self-knowledge is independent. This self-knowledge is prior to space, prior to movement, prior to object. You know that you are. That only I call it as your I am-ness. Your I am-ness is nothing but consciousness at present. You get to know your presence not through words but through stillness, which is beyond words. Truth also beyond words only. You cannot define the truth through words. So the truth about yourself begins here in this stillness. If you want to know about yourself, you have to abide here. There's no other option. You can't get the truth in duality because there's no truth in duality. And you cannot get the truth because it is not separate from yourself. Just now you are the absolute truth. There's no truth higher than you. Then how do you miss your truth continuously? Why you remain struggling, suffering, and all sort of things? Because you are yet to be conscious of yourself. Nobody teaches you that you are only consciousness. So you are continuously identifying yourself as a tiny form with fixed labels to be real. Only a realized says you that there is no truth in duality. The absolute truth about yourself remains unchanging, unmoving, and ever present. The truth about yourself remains unknown to you as you are not yet conscious of yourself. Consciousness is not a word. It is prior to words. That's why you are made to close your eyes and stay beyond words. Now nothing affects you. You are prior to words. Now there's no distraction because there's no object inside. You are prior to object. Now you know the peace within. It is always here. Though your consciousness is the subject, you continuously miss it. You remain identified continuously, and your consciousness sleeps conveniently through all imposed identifications. Now, there's no object inwardly, so there's nothing to identify. That's why you feel relaxed. This consciousness is your subject, out of which every object arises just now. But for the subject, there's no object. So you contain the source of all objects within you just now. There's no world without your consciousness. There's no cosmos without your consciousness. There's no universe without your consciousness. Because your consciousness is prior to world, prior to universe, prior to cosmos, prior to all appearances within space. Just now you are prior to space, that's why you remain relaxed. You have to settle here, stabilize here. Through the same stillness, you must observe the world when eyes are open. It is not that you remain peaceful only when eyes are closed. Even when eyes are open, the peace is here. The entire space is filled with peace. You can't miss it. Why you miss it? Because you do not know the peace within you. Since you do not know the peace within you, you cannot settle there. So you are continuously identifying every object perceived in space and remain disturbed. Once you stabilize in the subject of your stillness, in your consciousness, then whatever perceived within space cannot affect you. I tell you with full conviction that you can remain joyful, peaceful, undisturbed, cool, relaxed throughout the waking state. No events can disturb you. No object can disturb you. You contain the solution within you right now. You contain everything that is needed to be yourself, to know the Supreme Self. To be yourself means to be conscious of yourself. Here, yourself means your consciousness. Your consciousness is not conscious of itself. Rarely it is conscious of itself. Your consciousness remains wakeful only through the stillness. Now your consciousness is more wakeful because it is staying beyond words. Now your consciousness merges in the source of awareness. And eyes are closed. Your consciousness is merging in source itself. Now you are one with the source. Exactly like how you were in deep sleep. In deep sleep also your consciousness merges in awareness. In utter relaxation. In deep sleep, you are not conscious of yourself. So you miss knowing the peace within you, knowing the relaxed state within you. But now you are conscious of yourself. The same relaxation is here, the same peace is here, the same joy is here. So in your original state, you are more relaxed. When your original state is only relaxation, and it is not apart from you, only out of that relaxed state everything is appearing. How you get trapped by the perceived objects within space? Because of identification. Identification is only for utility, they are not you. You are prior to identifications. Unless you know the stillness within, you cannot stay prior to identification. Because you are yet to know the stillness within, the truth within, you identify each and every object to be real, to be real. This is real, this is real, this is real. You are giving reality to the object as you are yet to know the subject within you. First, you must be thorough that you are consciousness only at present. But for your consciousness, you cannot even know that you exist. Your presence cannot be known without consciousness. So the primary essential factor is only your consciousness. I am not giving theory, but I am making you practical also. That this stillness is the beginning of consciousness. Why don't you settle here? Why don't you stabilize here? Which is preventing you? What's the barrier to be in stillness? Because there are no persons here. Only your conscious presence is here. The highlight of my teaching is there are no persons here. Every object is by consciousness itself. Because consciousness is not a word, it is light. Every object happens out of light only just now. Light is there. Out of light, every object is created just now. So, whatever perceived in space is by the play of the light. It is not you. You are the constant observer prior to light. You are the absolute observer prior to light. You are the source of light just now. To know that you are the source of light, first you must ensure that you are only conscious at present. Ensuring is not enough, you have to stabilize in the consciousness itself. By abiding in stillness constantly, your consciousness merges in source. So, neither world nor cosmos nor any manifestations. By abiding consistently, there's no dream, there's no object. Just now you are free from the dream as an observer because you observe nothing here, no object. Once the object happens, the dream begins. Now you are prior to dream. The dream is not you, it is by light. You are the observer prior to light. Whatever dream perceived is by light. This you should know. Then you remain cool and undisturbed and remain joyful because nothing never happens to you. You are ever in your original supreme state. Better wake up, that's the only option. This waking up is not with eyes open, jumping and shouting. Not like that. This wakefulness is beyond movement, beyond sound, beyond changes, beyond space, beyond object, beyond words. Only through wakefulness, your consciousness knows its ultimate richness. All that needed is to be wakeful throughout the waking state. Every day is given to you only to remain wakeful. Every day is given to you only to remain wakeful, but you never remain wakeful and you want thousands of years to live the same conditioned identification, struggling, Your consciousness remains ignorant of itself, so it is not wakeful. Your consciousness remains wakeful only through stillness. Why I am emphasizing you to abide in stillness? Because the stillness is the only key through which your supreme truth can be known. You contain the key already. You can't miss it because it is not an object. It is your own subject just now. You have the key within you and you are already the truth. Why not you use the key to know your ultimate source? You are already the source. Exactly like in deep sleep, you are free from the world. In the sleep, spontaneously some dream is going on. Dream happens, it is not you. But you are trapped by the perceived dream and remain disturbed. The moment you wake up from the dream, you remain so relieved. And you know your original state is that you are only lying down in your bed and nothing has happened to you. Exactly here. You are in your original supreme state just now. I know what you are. That's why I am talking to wake you up. All these talks are only to wake up your consciousness within. Not I cannot wake up any person here because there are no persons. It is consciousness sleeping through personality, and it is consciousness which needs to be wakeful and free from the personality. Then only your consciousness knows its unborn eternity, the non dual observer within. Once you are conscious of yourself, you remain non serious. Nothing affects you. Your existence alone is here at present as I am-ness. Because you are the master. You never know that you are the master. You are all emperors. You are that. Once you know what this consciousness is, then you will enjoy every frame of the movie. You remain unaffected by the movie. Nothing has never happened to you. Whatever that happens is not you and never you. You are the constant observer. Let any movie happen. Just observe. Have this firm conviction. Let any movie happen. I only observe. Of course, I am conscious of myself. Say to yourself, I only observe. Let the movie go. And whenever essential, you just respond to the need of the moment. The moment I say moment, it is gone. You can't catch hold of any part of the movie, and you are sticking to some old movie and is suffering now because your consciousness never knows it is consciousness. It never knows anything any secret about itself. It is taking the personality to be itself. So, finished. The potential of consciousness is over. I can help you. You means your consciousness to know the supreme truth about yourself.